Okay, so our opponents here have claimed that animal research does nothing to save human lives, but according to the Group for the Education of Animal-Related Issues in 2009, animal research is the foundation for virtually every medical breakthrough over the past century, from antibiotics to blood transfusions, dialysis and organ transplants, vaccinations, chemotherapy, bypass surgery, joint replacement. All this knowledge was attained through research with laboratory animals, so without them, we would have none of that. And my uncle would probably be dead from diabetes. They say that the research tortures animals, but actually, animal research benefits animals as well. For example, in 2009, a study found that animal research has played a role in advancements. As I stated earlier, that they have developed vaccines for rabies, parvo, and distemper. Years ago, before the cure for the vaccine for rabies, once a dog or a cat went rabid, there was no choice but to shoot it. So many people had to kill their pets in order to avoid being bit by them and in turn having the rabies passed on to them. And as we previously stated, because animals also do suffer from things like diabetes and asthma, because there's now human cures for it, there's also cures for them as well, so it does alleviate their suffering in those terms. And also they say that humans and animals do not share similar diseases, but in actuality they do. As I stated earlier, with the SIV, because of that, we have now been able to slow the progression to the end-stage disease of AIDS in both the chimpanzees and humans. And animals also suffer from cancer, heart failure, malaria, much like animal patients, and it is also shown, there's evidence that dinosaurs suffer from arthritis, so if they were here today, we could probably help them. And they also argue the case to use non-living organisms as alternative methods, but actually non-living organisms do little to further research. One example is in vitro testing. Basically, it's testing on a substance that is in a test tube. Therefore, it's not a living organism, but because it's not a living organism, the results are just as limited as any other research. So it would not allow us any more understanding of the effects of a drug or procedure as it would on a whole creature. And also, speaking again about alternative methods, there are many advances already for alternative methods. One of them is the synthetic skin that was reported in 2009. Regulatory agencies in the U.S. and Europe recently approved another replacement test, and this involves the use of a synthetic skin called coral Cytex, and it is used in place of animals to test chemicals for skin corrosivity, that is, whether the CS substance will corrode or burn the skin. So in closing, all examples my opponents used were on rabbits or other, which is a small fraction of animals. So in closing, even though animal research might possibly be legally changed and alternatives are already being developed, if any methods equal to animal testing are developed, scientists are legally bound to use them. Thank you.